Welcome to part 2 of how to start a bonsai tree collection. Be sure to watch the entire video. Hey, it's me, Iqbal Khan. If you have not yet subscribed to mikbonsai, then click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to subscribe and receive notifications as I upload new videos. If you are new and a beginner in bonsai, then you have come to the right place. Next is this pyracantha, purchased from a local supermarket for around, I think, under £3. I'll give it a quick turn. It has really grown, and the first thing that I'm going to do is prune it. And firstly, this branch will come off. It's crossing over, so I'm going to reduce it a couple of times before finally deciding as to how much of it to prune. That's a start. And same thing with this branch up here. That I'm going to reduce it to about there for starters. And basically what attracted me to this tree was the shape of this trunk. And I think there was another branch here which I chopped off at the time, and that's not a bad looking tree. There's a little bit more refinement to be done. There are branches too close to the trunk, so we're going to work on that and expose the trunk a bit more. I'm going to tidy up this area. There's a branch here too close to the main trunk, so that has to go, and that exposes the trunk a bit more. This branch at the back, I'm going to reduce it a bit more. It's very close to the other one. Just a tad. We're now going to work in the middle section of the tree and see what we can do. I'm going to remove this branch here. It's forming a T branch. There's a new branch coming from this side, this one here, and this is again too close together, and also too close to this main big branch, which is the apex. So we'll remove this little one and clean up. I'll use the knob cutter to clean that up, and the rest looks okay. These branches, we need them, so I'll just remove some of these leaves. And there's a branch here which is growing downwards, so I'll remove this downward growing branch. There's two branches here. So this one is growing upwards and one is growing downwards. So I'll remove the one which is growing downwards. So I've just removed a branch from here, and it was too low, and it again opens up this part of the tree. I'm loath to reduce the branches with berries on, but it's got to be done. So this one here, this branch here is too long. It's got a few berries, but it's got to come down in height. So we'll reduce it to there. Just starting to open up the tree a little bit more. I need to reduce this branch here, so I'm going to reduce it back to this. It has berries, but it's got to be done, and they will grow again next year. Same thing with this branch here. This is too tall, so reduce it to there. So now you can see we have a little pad here, and I think more or less done. Next, we have to sort out the top, the apex, and we'll catch up shortly. I'm not going to do anything with the apex right now and leave these berries as they are for the time being. I'm going to repot the tree and then revisit the top. I have chosen this cream drum pot. The pot is prepared, and I'm going to take the tree out of its pot and see what's going on. There we are. As expected, it's fairly root bound. I'm just going to remove some of this soil from the top. There's a bit of moss, so that will go. And a few sharp thorns which are catching my fingers. Right, at least I can turn the tree without catching thorns on my fingers. So I'll just remove some of this soil from the top. Try and see if I can pull the tree out a bit. There are Now roots attached to the trunk, so I don't want to go take too many of these off. We'll just clean up. I'm not going to bare root the tree because it's August now. I do repot throughout the year and I do bare root, but at a certain time of the year. And this root ball will do nicely. I'm going to tidy up and we'll catch up shortly. Right, the pot's ready. I'm going to put some bonsai soil in the bottom and also add a few chicken pellets at the bottom, and then put more bonsai soil. Now it's time to place the tree in the pot. I'm going to push it into the soil as much as I can, and then I've got these wires to secure it with. Just tightening the wire, and as I've said many times before, it's basically pull, release and turn. Take the slack. So pull, take, release and take the slack until there is no more slack left, and that's when you should stop tightening, otherwise it would break. Right, that's fairly secure. And to straighten it up a bit more, just push the more bonsai soil underneath from this side, and that's done. So I'll just cut the wires and finish repotting, and I've got to water it fairly quickly. Right, and now finish by adding more soil. Firstly, let's drive these down. These are the chicken pellets. They have a habit of surfacing. I tend to add chicken pellets between layers, so as the roots grow they hit the chicken pellets and the fertilizer is there, and it gives them quite a boost. Let's drive the soil in between the roots where the soil has been removed, and make sure that there are no air pockets. Well, this is it for now. There are other things I could do to it. The top I'm not sure at this stage. I could wire it up and bring this branch up here like so, and that will depend on what happens down here. There's some smaller branches. I'm going to let them grow, bush out, and then revisit this tree. I'm going to give it a quick 360. And that's where we started. Next we have this little group of 7 trees, and there's a little 8th one trying to get through. And this one I will probably take out and repot it separately. I was given this tree about 2-3 years ago. It's a succulent of some sort, and it has pretty pink flowers. They're starting to come through, and I was given this as a gift for having delivered some akadama to this guy near my office, and I thought I'd include it. It just goes to show you can put anything into a pot and work at it, and it does need a little bit of dedication and effort. I mean, the guy who gave it to me doesn't know what it was. He's got loads of these which he has taken from his garden, and some of them are quite large. But nevertheless, he didn't know what it was, so neither do I. I don't have a name for it, but looks pretty, and I thought I'd include it as to how you can have bonsai trees from cuttings, from seeds, all sorts of stuff. But the quick way is cheap material from garden centers or supermarkets. But always look at the trunk, always look at the branches, and in choosing it as to would it make a decent bonsai. If it's got a decent trunk, then that's a start. The surface roots, if any, great, but usually they don't have any, so that's okay. And anyone watching, and if they are not very far from me, and if you'd like some cuttings, rooted cuttings, I'll be very happy to let you have some. So do get in touch, leave a comment or email me, and we can arrange for you to come over and take some rooted cuttings. And I can also let you have some recycled pots. I've got loads of recycled pots here. Well, that was a selection of some of my small trees, and started from cuttings and cheap supermarket material. I have quite a few more, and but that's for another day. So you too can have a collection, and this is how you start it on a low cost, low budget, without busting the bank. Just before we wrap things up, I thought I'd quickly share with you this Nana pomegranate tree. It's in flower. It usually bears little pomegranates, and this isn't something that you can quite buy on a budget, but you can buy baby trees, baby Nana pomegranates from nurseries for about £7-8, and make those into bonsai trees. It will take time, but this is what you'd end up with. That's all for now. This is Iqbal Khan for mikbonsai in West London. Until the next time, from a Chinese elm. No, that's a tree created from cuttings from. That's a tree created from pruning cuttings from a Chinese elm. I'll just add a little bit more soil. I may have to do that again. Still no beer. Loads of planes later, no beer today. In plane again. I'll put it away. Is the plane now.